Become the most dominant team, perhaps on the continent, over the last decade. As far as Łódź are concerned, they arrive in Istanbul with nothing to lose, a chance to go out swinging. For VakifBank, it's a night for fans to gain a much-needed, joyous distraction. And it's a chance to really get a comparatively tough season pointing very much back in the right direction. Any win or a 5-set defeat for the defending champions puts them into the CEV Champions League quarter-finals. Łódź need a ginormous upset win in 3 or 4 sets to force a golden set here in Istanbul tonight. Oh, a big kick lands to the back corner. Left by the defence. Łódź, that's a start in trying to cause that big upset. What a start for Valentina Diouf, who actually had a tough time in the first leg. She only converted 5 out of 29 attack hits, just 17%. That one buried right back by Gabby, though. So 2 big hitters for their respective teams, landing the early blows. Over the top of the block, dug out neatly. Excellent defence on both sides of the floor. A chance though for the home team to set off the top of the block. And how about the hit on the hop from Grika? Really good spring in the step. Fluid offensive movement after some good defence that preceded it. Goretzka, 22-year-old outside hitter, will serve. She was the team's joint top scorer in the first leg, but with only 9 points. 8 of 25 attacks for 32%, served an ace as well. 3-metre line hit with power. It usually is when Diouf takes off. Goretzka remains on serve. The first little bit of breathing room comes from the underdogs. Too long though, Goretzka. Positive start though for the Poles. Zara Gunesh to serve. 3 stuff blocks in the first leg. Converted 5 of 10 spikes and had their only ace of the whole match, actually. That is a hit that's going to go all the way through, sending Gunesh sprawling beyond the baseline, where she will stand no more because her run on serve is over. Alexandra Grika to serve for Łódź. Set their stall out early on. The block lands out of bounds after a hit from Chiaka Ogbogu. One-on-one from there. Strong favourite. Ogona. 5 aces this season. Attack far side, leaving a dent in the backcourt. Really good volleyball from Łódź to start this contest. Roberta Raczka, the setter, to serve. Silver medalist with Brazil at the Tokyo Olympics and at last year's World Championships and the last 3 Nations Leagues. Can't land the serve into the corner though. Good reception right back on top of the net again. Diouf, good position, not the best accuracy though. She was in a good spot, Valentina Diouf. Didn't make the most of it. And we're level. through the first 10 points. Kara Bajema back on serve. Not for long. No surprise that VakifBank are the better team this season between these two in pretty much every category. Not a great difference on serves though. Every team amongst the best service teams in the competition in terms of landing aces. Just down the line, was she wide of it again? She was. One on each wing from Juf. Not quite set her radar right just yet. This one is going to be challenged though. Alessandro Chiappini feels otherwise. Let's take a look. It's going to be challenged for a block touch off Gabby, I think. The little finger on the left hand. In terms of the comparison between the teams, VakifBank 47% excellent attack rate, Łódź 42%. VakifBank 3.4 kill blocks a set, Łódź just 2.2. And the big areas that they differ in offense and defense. There wasn't a flick of the finger. Different angles can deceive. VakifBank 1.5 aces per set, Łódź 1.3. Really striking the ball well at the moment, Łódź, despite the couple of miscalculations from their biggest weapon, Valentina Juf, that time, and with Zuzana Gorecka. Kamila Witkowska to serve next. Three-meter line, static elevation, and off the mark. Well, she's certainly capable of that, Egona, but not that time. Didn't get a run up at it. Difficult strike. Difficult position again for VakifBank to be in, down 2. There she goes. That's more of a hop and a skip and loads pure power. Paolo Egona, 17.7 points per match, a 50% spike success rate. What a huge signing this season for VakifBank. She was previously the MVP, winning this competition in 2021 with Conegliano and 2019 with Navarra. Now she is on the tip, far side. I thought she had the point, I think, but she doesn't. And she's adamant. I must admit, so was I, but it was right under the nose of the first referee. You can't have had a better view. Playing outside her native Italy for the very first time in her career, Paola Egona. Gabby will go across to get the message from the official. They don't like the message, VakifBank.
No block out, net out. Bit of contemplation occurring about this. The tough start. They're very relaxed, VakifBank, but that is what can hurt them, I suppose. So often in this sport you see teams feeling comfortable and confident, taking their foot off the gas, and an underdog is given an opportunity to pounce. There's a good long discussion taking place off the back of this point. They're not too concerned, either set of players, of course, at this early stage. It's a block touch that they're looking for. So Egona's hands directing the ball down. So they must have called that it landed out of bounds. It's whether there was a touch of the player on the Łódź side of the floor. And she's smiling.
And the fans are reacting. VakifBank eventually are going to get the answer they wanted. 8-8 from 2 down twice now. Full start. Now we're good to go. And they get themselves ahead by holding on to serve. So much power past ŁKS. I think it's Goretzka again. She's really come out firing. Juf to serve. And to land an ace. And Łódź, for the third time already, have a 2-point advantage. Can they keep or stretch this one? With their main firepower ready to unload from the baseline again. Juf into the backcourt. Gabi coming in. The reigning MVP. Rising for the right-hand rasper. A shanked reception, tipped back down, saved though by Łódź. They've got away with this for now. It's going to come back at them. They've got it, long off the block, saved on the baseline. Łódź really digging their heels in. Juf denied. It'll go on though. Incredible rally. Gabi just has to help her over now. Łódź can transition the rally from the backcourt down the pipe. Kept up wonderfully by the libero. And on the slice, it's good. Kara Bajema to land the final blow in a fantastic rally. Absolutely fabulous. It was a wonderful stop from the libero Aicha Aykaç in the middle of that rally as well. And now VakifBank build momentum and get themselves a lead. Long out of bounds. Off the top of the block. We're level at 11. Zuzana Goretzka feeling good right now. The 22-year-old having a fantastic start. What's she got on serve? Served an ace in the first leg. That's an awkward serve to deal with. They'll get it back over. It's going to come right back at them though. No, it's not. Well, a big missed opportunity for Łódź. That serve pushed VakifBank almost into the scorer's table. But the Poles couldn't take advantage. Against the defending European champions, a team of VakifBank's talent, you simply have to take open opportunities like that on a night like this, where you have to win, not just win, but win in 4 sets. They're gone, leaving a dent in the floor. The best scorer at last year's World Championships as Italy won bronze. 2-time MVP and champion of this competition. Still only 24 years of age. Power on the serve as well. It's gone high up into the rafters. Against the triple block, can they keep it alive? No. It's a long way down for ŁKS. 193 opposite. Can't afford to injure that shoulder. Nothing to separate these two through the opening 26 points. said before the opening serve, 2 of the 3 sets in the first leg were very tight, including the third set that went beyond the 25-point mark. It wasn't an easy straight sets win for VakifBank, and the early signs here suggest it won't be an easy second set win either. Having to play this extra playoff round, VakifBank, because they finished second in their pool stage. Tipped over the top. Quick thinking, recognition and execution to save a shank serve and turn it into points. To save a shank serve reception, I should say. Bogu on the baseline. Juff coming in, trying to fire it through the body of her opponent. Saved beyond the baseline, overhead, it'll hang, it'll drop. It'll come back from right on top of the net, and it'll stay there as well from Juff. Well, VakifBank did all they could. But when she's in that position, it usually means the point. 15-15, what a fabulous first set already. Witkowska to serve. King to Gabi, telegraphed by Juff. Gabi will go again over the top of the double block. And set back to Juff, took a long time to come, allowed the defense to set. She's going to go again, Juff. Little touch, couldn't get it over the double block. Block is in position well on the far side. Got past them though. Saved on the advertising boards. Overhead from eye catch. And this has been eye catching. What a rally. Bang! Buried underneath the body of the brilliant libero, who even couldn't stop that one. After a remarkable dig earlier in the rally. Egona taking off again. And so far, I wouldn't know which team was the strong favourite. It has been neck and neck throughout this first set. Far side lands again. She has been right on the money, right from the opening serve. Zuzana Goretzka is the team's second top scoring outside hitter in this campaign. 45 points in 5 previous appearances, 9 points a match. The spike success rate only 35%, but it's been better than that, I think, by a distance so far in this one. And a point good for a fault. VakifBank level again. They'll protest on the Polish side of the floor through their libero Paulina Majewart. But the fault was called by the first official. The point is VakifBank's. We're level at 17. If you're new to the sport, first to 25. Best of 5 sets. If we need a 5th set, that one is first to 15. But if we do need a 5th set, VakifBank are already into the quarterfinals because they won the first leg in 3 sets and got the full 3 points. It's 3 points for a win in 3 or 4 sets. That's the reach over they've called. It's against Goretzka, who's been the standout player so far for Łódź. But that disappointment for them has to be put behind them now, because they've succeeded in keeping this one level until the final stretch of the first set. They fought hard to be in with a chance. VakifBank serve. Gabi. Really good reception. And they return it with interest. What a way to answer back to the disappointment from Zuzana Goretzka. And what a set she's having. That's her chance on serve to really give Łódź a chance of sparking an upset. Ogona, she pushed it long and it was brilliant. Usually the power from Paula. That time it was the accuracy and the recognition of the defense. 18-18. Fans really getting behind their team, hoping that gives them the edge. There's a body shot to Güneş, rocked her down, kept her down. They won't stay down though, but they keep coming back and believing in their ability to cause an upset. Grieker, the big hit, finally found a way through. They got her. She is throwing big blows. It got his serve. Just found a piece of the floor. The serve for VakifBank hasn't done enough to push the Poles back. Łódź's serve reception has been super, creating high percentage opportunities off the back of them. They're gonna all the way through and into Rosette. 20-20 in a terrific first set. And now nerves will start to jangle. Bajema to serve. Oh, did it find the line? No, it was mightily close. Is that one going to be looked at? Are we going to have a timeout? I think it could be a challenge. As it stands, 21-20 to Łódź. The ball was just out. The officials were spot on. Łódź's performance so far has been spot on. And nobody believed they had a chance. They've got it. Can they save it? They keep it alive. Now, pressure on VakifBank. Good dig. Back out on top of the net to Gabby. Little to no room for error at this stage in the first set for VakifBank. And they step up. Can they continue to do so with the pressure applied by the Poles? Into serve comes Daria Chebijolu. Juff might have been long. It was. They don't think so. Juff is going to ask the officials to take another look. The point awarded to VakifBank at such an important time. Well, this is so important. It does get a ripple off a fingertip, doesn't it? The point is going to be overturned. Can you imagine this sport without the challenge system. So vital, such a difficult sport for the officials to see things like that on first viewing. Here comes Gabby, the chip into the triple block, just about did it. She clawed it. There was only two blockers there, I beg your pardon. She clawed it against the furthest arm of the four. 22-22, 3-meter line attack, didn't get over the block. Juff, she'll try and power it through. Defense digs it out. They'll come again. Juff once more. Can VakifBank transition this rally and get on top of the set? Yes, they can. They're gone from the far side. VakifBank leads with the finish line of the first in sight. Timeout Łódź.
Squeeze in front. Paula, attack here. Right hand. But left, over. Over. You just to think about that. Move the block and close the block. All the rest we take. Right? Okay.
It's yet another tight set between these two teams. Łódź, at the very least, are going to make VakifBank work. Juff got it off the block. She's now moved ahead of Goretzka as the top scorer. Juff on 7, Goretzka on 6. Ghana leads the way for the home team with 6.
Take the ramp front, the ball, and we can take that. Okay? Everything you want, okay? So far everything is absolutely good. Okay? Where's his service post? Okay? You are that, but you don't have first ball, eh? You don't have.
And we should stress at this point how important it is that Łódź take the first set, because they lost in straight sets in the first leg last week. So VakifBank only need to win 2 sets in the match to guarantee their passage to the quarter-finals. Very difficult to stop that happening if VakifBank take the first set. Who's going to get the first set point? Gabby coming in hot. She'll reload, back off. Egonu from the other side, forcing them beyond the baseline. Can Łódź keep it alive? They're going to have to brace themselves here. Who's it going to be? Egonu! Down and dominant. Set point, VakifBank.
You take care about the mid. Just try to check the set. Long set is linear. The set stay short with diagonal for sure. Okay? You are alone. Only think about that. Don't care
Only that. We play several times ball. I don't know if blocker is coming. Pay attention. Huh? Okay.
The last time out to try and stop the inevitable. And so they feel. Serve forced them to the back corner. Juff, no room for error. It was a miscalculation. And VakifBank do have the first set. And 1 foot in the quarterfinals. I think they're going to look at it just in case, just to make absolutely sure. No block touch that time. That was the last prayer. VakifBank can celebrate the first. And now they're just 1 set away from a place in the quarterfinals, and they're hearing it from this home crowd. They win the first 25-23 in a time of 30 minutes. 1 more set won for them would guarantee them 1 point in this second leg to add to the 3 they had in the first leg. And from there, they would be out of the reach of Łódź. Had Łódź taken that first set, the seed of doubt would have been planted at least. It's been a tough time for VakifBank, of course, very difficult for everybody in this country in terms of the events of the past couple of weeks in Turkey. But on the court as well, VakifBank were upset at home to Potsdam in this competition in mid-January, and at the start of February they lost in straight sets at Fenerbahce in the Turkish league derby, and they lost at home to Corneliano in the top spot decider in their Champions League group, which is why they're playing in this playoff. It was 3 defeats in 6 matches heading into the first leg of this tie last week. Really looking to get things moving in the right direction now. Agona sets the tone at the start of the second set. The second set last week in Łódź was the one that VakifBank won comfortably, 25-12. So Łódź will be determined to ensure their opponents don't pull away like that again here. They're threatening too, though. A positive start on offense and defense. They've transitioned this rally. Łódź able to do the same. Juff denied, though, by the double block. A perfect start to set 2 for VakifBank. Zara Gunesh doing what she does. 10.6 points per match and 0.82 kills per set. Gives her the 3rd highest rate in the Champions League. Too long though on that hit from Bajema, a 24-year-old. So this season, after playing against the club in last season's Champions League quarter-finals with Polish side Rzeszów, so she'll know this Łódź team very well. Juff, block again, inbounds, back-to-back blocks to stop Juff. No way through for Łódź's biggest weapon. And a very early bit of breathing room in set 2 for VakifBank. Zuzana Gorecka. 6 points in the first set. She's new to the club this season. MVP of the Polish Under-20 League back in 2018, having been as well MVP of the Under-18 League the previous season, bringing her talents now to the senior game and very much fulfilling her potential. But it's been a really good start on defence for VakifBank. In the second set, we only saw 1 stuff block in the whole of the first set. That's 3 for VakifBank already here. They're going from strength to strength. Agona to serve. And to serve really well down the line. Good reception though. Juff, Agona couldn't save it. That's a tremendous point for Łódź, because the serve was fantastic, the save was better, and then Juff Was able to instigate an impressive finish. They're gone and looking for payback. Stopped by Juff. Set right on top of the net. She was already in the air. And a bit of hang time for Ogbogu. Set from Gulubai, who celebrated her 24th birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to the setter for VakifBank. Łódź get level by holding on to a serve here. Not just yet. Ogbogu has started to clock up the air miles. A couple of big leaps and hits from her. Now she's on serve. Chika Ogbogu, 27-year-old American. Second in the whole competition in kill blocks per set, 0.86. Run up and a push over, dug out. Here comes Egona. Even she can't find her way through. The rally goes on. And a fault. And a 3-point lead for the first time in this match for either team at any point. Cause for concern for Łódź, who will take a timeout to try and sort it out.
Only one thing I want to tell you, don't let them have fun with the block. Only this, because we start like this set. Huh? This is not the problem, girls. I like to see that we play with the ball to put the ball perfect from there. This is personality and this is the way how to put pressure. And don't fucking care about what happened now. Very good. Continue to do like this, okay, with this attitude. Just remember how to attack the ball, girls. Okay, when we had this situation, we accept the mistake, but we put the ball on the tribune, okay? Come on,
Alessandro Chiappini, a very experienced coach, reached the final of this competition as an assistant with Bergamo way back in 2002. And also won a pair of Italian league titles. He won the CEV Cup as head coach of Trakate in 2006, a Polish title in 2012. He's spent the majority of the last 12 years in Poland, but only arrived on the Łódź bench this season. His team responds with a big dagger from Juff. Closing the first 3-point gap of the match. The serve was very close to the line, but just beyond it. Buket Gulubai serving, the setter, in his second season back at the club, which came through the youth system before spending 3 seasons away. Right over the top of the net, but the blocker's there at point-blank range. Good position for VakifBank for their hit, but they didn't shift the defense around at all, and Juff got the final touch. One thing having a good position right on top of the net, but you've got to move the defense. All the way on the slice from Gabi. VakifBank doing their best to keep hold of this 3-point advantage. Jerva, the 35-year-old Polish libero. Oh, it's going to deceive the defense. Fine margins in this sport at this fine level. So close, but yet so far. It's off the hand of Egona. Bajema lost it. And that was the Polish team's friend that time. Can't keep hold of serve at the moment, though. Zara Gunesh, 6 aces in the season's competition. Egona, did it get a touch? Yes, it did. The right hand of Goretzka. Double digits for Egona. Juff with the awkward push over. The blockers helping her out though. Egona down the line, deadly. Paula Egona picking up the pace and powering VakifBank towards this second set. She's pulling away in front as the top scorer in the match now. Had 21 points in the first leg to lead all scorers. And they're doing it on offense and defense, and they are dominating here in set 2. The defending champions. A head scratcher for Łódź. They can't figure it out. Leaning left with the big block, Bajema. Timeout Łódź again.
Now she's thinking only about her. She's not doing nothing else. I know. We have to try to stay. We have to try to stay in case we can enter with 5 on the slide. We have also this no problem. So now switch base. Then we try to play in case for one. Remember that maybe you have a little bit less space than before. So in case there is a player in front of you, just play in those. Yeah. Okay. Come again. Let's move. Good skin.
They'll rally together. This Polish club, who've had a quite remarkable story. They were domestic champions and 2-time runners-up back in the 80s. Then they were relegated right down the Polish pyramid. From 2011 to 2016, they won promotion 3 times to return to the top flight for the first time in 23 years. League runners-up 2 years later in 2018, and they won the title again the following season, their first in 36 years. They've since finished 3rd in each of the last 3 seasons. Police winning the title, and Szczeszów finishing 2nd each time. Police just across town for their second leg against Fenerbahce tomorrow. Fenerbahce in the first leg in 5 sets. VakifBank up by 6. As they did in Poland last week, dominating the middle set. And what they hope will be another straight sets win. The block has been absolutely superb. Block by block, building a defensive wall. Go Stuka, down go Łódź. Surely no way back now here in this second set. They are rocked against the ropes. That's long. Paula Egona. Just unlimited power it seems. And still plenty left in the tank. The big 1-2 punch combination from Egona. The serve to rock them back. And then the spike to take them down. Juf. Oh, the block just out of bounds. A break for Łódź and for Juf. Lodz comes out. Rico on serve. Awkward for the defense to deal with. Faked finish, nothing faked about that. Just Ogbogu with a big time hit. Jamin. Good reception that time, right on top of the net. Juf coming in, 3-meter line towards the baseline. Got the job done. She's matched Paula Egona. Swing for swing, step for step, as the top scorer in this match. Roberta Ratska to serve. In her 30s, she moved to the club last season, having spent her entire career in her native Brazil. Was the best setter in Brazil in 2018. Gabi into the net from another Brazilian. Gabi and Ratska on opposing sides tonight were Brazilian international teammates at Tokyo 2020, winning Olympic silver. And at last year's World Championships and at 3 Nations Leagues. Yet to win gold. We know that Brazilians are very good at football as well. Not quite able to keep that one alive. Łódź back within 6. Not giving up hope of an almighty second set comeback just yet. Gabi the tip. Is it there? Had to be dug out by eye catch. Juf. She got it, and the comeback continues. Well, not as dominant as they once looked. And dominance has ebbed away to the point that Giovanni Guidetti feels he needs a timeout.
Here, for example, last ball was, we have the last ball, watch.
Chaka?
Yeah, it was Chaka 1, Chaka alone, Paula 3.
Yes, X is free, totally free.
Forget watch.
Also pipe is free.
The coach just in close conversation with the setter, Buket Gulubay, as they look to edge themselves towards the finish line of this second set. They're up by 9 as their largest lead. It's only 5 now. A good run on serve for Łódź from Ratska. And she dropped that one down and got the ace. A deceiving serve from Roberta Ratska. Łódź are back within 4. Taking out her frustration on the volleyball was Egona. Still couldn't get the points. Did that get a touch off a blocker? No, it didn't. And Ratska's run comes to an end, but it has at least given Łódź a chance. Chaka Ogbogu up next to serve. Best blocker at this season's Club World Championships. Also won that award in this competition with another Turkish side, Eczacıbaşı in 2021. She was an Olympic gold medalist in Tokyo with the USA. Also won 3 Nations League golds with her country. Challenge for a net touch here. Nope. So 5 is the lead after the big gap had been closed before. There's a 9-point lead at 17-8. It became 18-4. 18-14, I beg your pardon. A 4-point gap. And waterfalls inside the block from Juf. She's not backing down, and it's back to 4 again. The top scorer in this match with 14 points now, Valentina Juf. The twisting back set. They're gone. Stopped in the backcourt, she'll reload, refire, and this time hit the target emphatically. I think they've caught it the other way. Now, VakifBank was celebrating. They were certain they got the points. And they were right. By a distance. These fans don't like that they had to use a challenge on it. It almost took Mayovert's head off. 5 the lead, 5 points away. Not just from winning the second set, but from guaranteeing their place in the quarterfinals. Because 2 sets is enough in this one. But Łódź determined to build a wall to repel them. Determined yet again to make it a tight set, as they did twice on home court a week ago and in the first set here tonight. Oh, sometimes it's just about finesse rather than physicality. That was impudent. Now, VakifBank only 4 points away. Gabi on serve, one of their big hitters. And they transition now, VakifBank, a goner. That really should get the offense moving for them. Juf's turn though to answer back, too long, no touch, the point for VakifBank, and very nearly the second set. This one might be challenged though. Juf, I think, felt it may have got a touch off a blocker. She's pretty much at her tournament average for points per game already. 15 for Juf, she averages 15.6, and she's right. A hefty touch off that middle finger. So now she's over her competition season average. 16 points for Juf, and Łódź aren't going away. Let's get the setter to the bench. Krzysztof is in, the number 10, an 18-year-old Ukrainian opposite. It was close to the sideline, it didn't find it. And Łódź keep on coming. From 9 down, they're within 3. And now they've got Valentina Juf to serve. And to try and get them breathing down the necks of VakifBank again. She was having none of it though, Paola Egona. So many honours in this competition. Also the MVP en route to winning the Club World Championships in 2020, the Euros in 2021 with Italy, the Nations League last year, as well as MVP in the Italian League the last 2 seasons. One of the biggest stars in the game. The hit got a touch off the block and was irretrievable in the backcourt. This set is not yet irretrievable for Łódź, despite an earlier 9-point deficit. 17-8. Catch. The set right on top, tipped over. Awkward on the Polish side of the net. Now a big chance for VakifBank and for their biggest hitter, who's, like Juff a few moments ago, adamant that the defence got a touch. The officials this time do agree on first viewing. And VakifBank are only 2 points away. Must have been the right hand of Grieca. Got this big serve, forces them off the far side of the floor. Has to go over on the final touch. Now they have to dig their heels in, and they do. Brilliant block. It'll come back at them again. Repelled far side. Łódź not backing down. But if at first you don't succeed, keep on swinging. But if you're Łódź, keep on believing, because that did not find a piece of the floor. Well wide of it from Bajema, with 2 blocks in the middle of the rally from Łódź, eventually forcing an attack hit error. Now they've got to hold serve though. That's a bigger challenge, especially when Egona is flying at full pace. A series of set points. Fans on their feet in Istanbul. Gabi up off her knees. Egona up in the air, pushed over down the line. Łódź's chance to attack against the block, kept alive. It'll come static, far side, up off her knees this time. Egona. Gabi couldn't convert, tipped over the top. There's a whistle and a point for Łódź. And one of those set points is gone. They're back within 3, but there's no time left to wait for that run. It has to come now. Not just in terms of the match, but in terms of their place in this season's competition. No room for error on serve. Kept up off the net. The rally will go on with a perfect opportunity for Łódź, and they take it. The serve reception very much put VakifBank on the back foot. Going to go to the benches for a timeout. Giovanni Guidetti wants to make sure his stars see this through.
We cross too late. Just early communication. If you have a free ball, we keep in 2. We don't give 3 options in attack. Okay? Bye. Easy coach. Keep the middle near to you. Bash was good. Just give a look other side. Okay? Before last time, Bash was 0, was early people in 4. Keep Bash and give a look to middle. Okay? Can be Bash.
Win one of the next 2 points, and they're into the quarterfinals, even with a set to play of this one. Well, Giovanni Guidetti's timeout kept them over the line. Łódź have put in a valiant display here in the second. Coming from 9 down and now getting as close as 2, as close as they've been since that 17-8 deficit. The serve's got to be spot on. It's a good one. It's a better reception, but it's a better block to stop the attack hit. What a wonderful defensive moment for Łódź to get them back within touching distance from 9 down. One more set point to survive. Whistles and jeers raining down from this Istanbul crowd. Gabi! Did the block land? It did! Incredible! From 9 down, Łódź are level. And they survive 4 set points from the defending champions. And this one is going beyond 25. When will this run on serve come to an end? Can VakifBank deal with it this time? 3-meter line hit. Repelled in the backcourt. Juff helps it over. Forced back off the floor and they're ahead. Absolutely remarkable. From 9 down, the underdogs Łódź lead in this must-win second set on the road at the defending champions of Europe. Changes for VakifBank now just to try and stay in the set. Gabi got it. Finally stops the bleeding. And finally takes the big weapon for Łódź off the baseline. We're neck and neck, 25-25, first to 27 now. To win by 2 clear points if you're new to the sport. Juff over the top. Down the line. Mayervart pushes it up. Too much on it though. Has to go over. Both teams making a muddle of it. And Łódź coming out on top in a messy rally, but showing their character to do so. Home players not happy. They feel there was an officiating fault. It's going to be another set point for Łódź, their second.
Not last action, tell him. It's not last action, It's not last action. Attack from guard, from four. No, them. Playing position 5.
As it stands, a second set point for Łódź after they overturned 4 VakifBank set points earlier in this set. They're looking for a net touch from one of the Polish players, and they get it. And they respond, because it's their team who've got the set point instead. Their 5th set point of this second set, having survived 1 for Łódź. Shebi Jolu, a 22-year-old, to try and get them over the line. Juff to try and keep Łódź in it. 3-meter line hit, it pops back over. Knew nothing about it. Juff again. Kept up, bodies hitting the floor. It's been a remarkable set, and it's a remarkable rally perhaps to finish it. Juff will come again. How much has she got left? She's got enough to squeeze it through the double block for the tie again. Juff digging deep. Well, Gunesh helped it over with her forehead. So first to 28 as it stands now. Too long on serve. VakifBank have set point number 6. It's been tight, tense and terrific here in set 2. After a wonderful set 1. Which might be the lowest seeded team in these playoffs, but you would not know it. It's good. Sealed with an ace. Turkish flags flying high. And VakifBank into the quarterfinals of the CEV Champions League again. The match isn't over, but the tie is. Supporters show their appreciation. Not just for their team, but for Łódź as well, for playing a very big part in a fantastically entertaining second set. But it's one that VakifBank Istanbul win 28-26. To take a 2-set-to-love lead, and with the point they gain from taking 2 sets, they are now into the quarterfinals and push beyond the 25-point mark. Survived a set point to win the second set. They've got 3 points for a 3-set win in Poland. They've got 1 point guaranteed here now for knowing that this one, even if they lose it, can only be lost in 5 sets. Which brings the prize of an extra point. So 4 sets total through the tie, which means even if Łódź win the next 3 sets and win this match, they'll only get 2 points for a 5-set win. And the tie will finish 4-2 to VakifBank, so Łódź can no longer make the quarterfinals. Thanks to VakifBank taking that second set. They've got 19 points from Valentina Juff through the first 2 sets to lead all scorers in this match. Paula Igona leads VakifBank with 16. They're the only 2 scorers in double figures. Into the net, a miscalculation from Grika. So a break point for VakifBank. They've won 5 of the last 11 Champions League crowns, VakifBank. 4 of the last 9 Club World Championships, although they lost their title in that competition earlier this season. Won the last 4 Turkish league titles, 7 of the last 9. Only second, though, in their domestic league this season. It was the dream season last season. They won absolutely every competition they played in. In this competition, they went a perfect 6-0 through the group stage, only lost 2 sets in total. Lost 3-2 in the first leg of their quarter-final tie, though, against another Polish team, Rzeszów. They won the second leg 3-1 on home court. set up an Istanbul derby semi-final against Fenerbahce, where they had to win a golden set away from home across town to reach the super final. And that's where they beat Italian side Conegliano 3-1 for the trophy. They faced a few earlier bumps on the road this season in the group stage, and having to get this extra tie done in the playoffs. Lower seeding moving forward if they're to keep hold of their Champions League crown. They've got a 2-point lead in this third set now. We don't know how the two sets of players are going to react. Alexia Kurtosu, the 19-year-old Romanian, playing for VakifBank in this third set. She's going to serve, one of the brightest young stars in the game. To bounds off the block, good for Witkowska. There's always the chance that Łódź can win a set here, because it's only natural perhaps that VakifBank would take their foot off the gas, knowing their place in the quarterfinals is secure. That one's over here. And Łódź are level at 5-5. The treble is still possible for VakifBank this season. About to go to the quarterfinals of this competition, second in Turkey, into the quarterfinals of their domestic cup. Juff now beyond 20 points in this match. She's gone 5 ahead of Egona. It's a bounce off the block after Łódź had come from 2 down to lead, now level at 6. After going 6-0 in the pool stage last season, VakifBank only 4-2 this season. Won their first 3, including in straight sets at the eventual group winners Navarra. So you wouldn't have known it was going to be a tough pool stage for them, but they suffered an upset 3-2 defeat at home to German side Potsdam on match day 4. Won at Crvena Zvezda, but then another home defeat 3-1 against Navarra. And they surrendered top spot to the Italians on the final match day. Showing her tremendous young talents, Kurtosu tying the scores at 7. And that's going to go all the way through. Nobody can recover it. And VakifBank are ahead again. The atmosphere has understandably cooled a little bit here in Istanbul. The fans well aware of the situation. I might have expected, as many neutrals would have as well, an easy path through to the quarterfinals here tonight for VakifBank, but despite the 2-set-to-love lead, it has been anything but easy. Fans have really had their money's worth with that tremendous second set. Now they're watching some of the young stars take on key roles. Sherry Jolu getting the point that time. And the snap set and the swipe to get Łódź level. Goretzka is the third top scorer in this match. She's just hit 10. Only behind Agona and Juf. Juf on serve next. Oh, against a triple block, and good. Juf will stay on serve. It's Łódź who have the edge. Oh, it clipped the net. VakifBank able to keep it alive. Long set towards the net. Blockers giving time to get into position, but the score's still good for the offense. And a 2-point lead for Łódź again. Just a reminder that the other 2 second legs of these 3 playoff ties come your way tomorrow. Make sure you tune in for one of those. Including across town, Fenerbahce, 3-2 winners in Poland. At Police in their first leg last week. Two blockers penetrating the net, angling their arms well. Juf will come right back though. Great baseline defense too. Bajema trying to help it through. The sneak over, defense not biting. Southpaw swipe, challenge over the net. Back it'll come again, far side off the outside of the block, good. And VakifBank have closed that 2-point gap. Tremendous entertainment for the fans here, who are now sitting a little more comfortably in their seats, knowing the main job is done. That rally will force them to pick up the atmosphere again though. Juf mistimed the jump, had to adjust the shot. Oh, but the block lands in between 5 VakifBank players. Just about the only space it could have landed to win the point for the Poles. Goretzka to serve. Oof! Almost decapitated her opponent. Kara Bajema. But what a duck on the defensive end. Goretzka in the backcourt. Quick reactions to duck, but did she touch it still? Well, the ball was in. It all happened in a lightning fast flash. It wasn't a good decision to duck. Well, maybe it was, because it preserved her health. It did not preserve the point. 12 and a serve for VakifBank again. That time certainly long. And taking the seat, Bahar Akbay, who'd come in and run on serve. Towering over the top to take it all, Shaka Ogbogu. And the 19-year-old Romanian, Tosu's going to serve. Back at the club this season, she was best scorer in both the Turkish League and Cup last season with Galatasaray, just 18 years old. Can't land a serve though. She has got 7 aces coming into this game in this tournament. That's a team high. 0.47 aces per set. Not that time, though. Into the net. VakifBank level. An apologetic hand raised by Zuzana Goretzka. A bit of concern being shown, but Ogbogu's okay. And can afford to smile. Great to see smiles on the faces of so many fans here in Turkey as well, after the incredible difficulty of the past few weeks. That of course continues, but it is at least a distraction and some joy in a moment. Of course, our best wishes remain with the people of Turkey. What a block from the setter, Cansu Özbay. VakifBank by 2 for the first time in this set.
Okay, if you are close here, decide or open or open, okay? That's maybe better open because generally they're falling. If the ball is moving, you can play this or open. No, you can play open now.
This really is the ultimate measuring stick for Łódź, who were only in the second-tier CEV Cup last season when they went out at the quarter-finals. The previous 3 years they had qualified for this competition, but gone out at the group stage on each occasion. This new format has given them the chance to play a knockout round for the first time, albeit the toughest possible knockout round matchup against the top-seeded team in the playoffs and the defending champions. Keeping every set close. They're having a fantastic season under the new coach, Alessandro Chiappini, in their domestic division in Poland. Another level here from 2 down. Finished third behind Police and Rzeszów the last 3 seasons in Poland, but they're a perfect 12-0 so far this season, only losing 4 sets in 12 matches. They've also won both of their Polish Cup matches in straight sets to reach the semi-finals.
We just speak about cover. Just speak about cover. Timing was not great. Come one tip super slow. Nobody covered. Nobody covered. Who was in pipe? Why you were not in cover the first? Who was setting? Why were not in cover the first? Aye. Okay.
Hey. 17-15 is the score for VakifBank. They do have the point and the serve and the 2-point edge still. We know they have a place in the quarterfinals. Do they have another straight sets win? 3-meter line hit, too long. And we're seeing bench players get time on the floor here because the tie is already in the bag. Plenty of young players getting important, high quality experience to add to their learning curve at this top level of European volleyball. By set out to the near side, good on the hit for the 22-year-old Jebijolu. product of the club's youth system. Returned last season to win the quintuple of trophies after a couple of years away. An experienced setter in Özbay, looking to facilitate all of those young scorers. Reaching overcall against VakifBank. So Łódź within one. Juf remains on the floor for them. She's not getting a break. A match high 22 points. Serves into the net though. Cevijolu and serve. When she has played in this competition, she's so efficient, a 54% spike success rate. That's efficient defense from her there. The twisting set, the left hand lash, and it found the line. A puff of the cheeks. VakifBank relieved. She's not convinced, I don't think. The point was given to VakifBank, but it may well be overturned. As it stands, it's a 3-point lead at 20-17. If you're joining us late, they're looking for a block touch. If you're joining us late, a 2-0 lead in the match already for VakifBank means their place in the quarterfinals is already secure. So plenty of rotation from the head coach Giovanni Guidetti in this third set. Krzysztof will come in for Ratska. The point did indeed belong to Łódź. Goretzka will serve for them, having closed the gap to 1. Pushed long. Jammed off the top of the block, good for the tie, 19-19. VakifBank ideally want this done in 3 sets. In the midst of a hectic schedule, playing Turkish League and Cup, and of course here on the European stage. Pipe hit against the block, good, out of bounds. Cevijolu stepping up as the carrier of the offense. Facilitated by Cansu Özbay. The setter's been at the club since the age of 19. Reached the pinnacle last season. Her 3rd Champions League crown, but her 1st as best setter in the competition. Also won her 4th Turkish League title. The defensive door slammed in the face of her opponent by Bajema. VakifBank back up by 2, only 4 points away. Timeout Łódź.
I believe that they will stay with you, no? Okay, so you cannot close the eyes playing that. Just do something. Don't wait the ball that is go much lower. Enter aggressive and when the ball is still high. Okay, to use that as part of it. That you can play out. Huh? What we play now? We base 1.
Can the Poles rally one more time? It's the 6th set of this tie, and 5 of them they've pushed it so close, but not been able to get over the line. And half the deficit. Sending Cevijolu sprawling into the bench. The opposite number, Lana Stuka, with the point. Spent the last 2 years here in Turkey. Won the 2nd division last season before moving to Poland. Serve too long. Stuka, a player who knows the head coach Chiappini well. He reached the under-23 World Championships final together in 2017, and she was under him in the senior Slovenia side as well on the international scene. Oh, a big block from one of the very best, Chiaka Ogbogu. And VakifBank are very nearly there with a straight sets win. It wasn't a block, it was into the net. I beg your pardon. Matska in place of the young Ukrainian Hrishtuk. What a serve. 3 meter line hit. Juff got the job done. She's not giving up hope just yet of winning a set. A 23-point night for Valentina Juff. Which now really need to hold serve with the break points. They don't get it. Landed into the bare backcourt by Bajema. 3 match points for VakifBank. Fans will rise to their feet in Istanbul and show their appreciation for their team in this playoff tie. Well played by the libero. Into the net though from Cebijolu. After Aylin Adjar has done a good job of keeping the rally alive. So 1 match point goes begging, 2 more to come. Although it's the job of 20-year-olds Julita Piasecka, best spiker of the under-18 Polish league as a 15-year-old back in 2018. Off the net and the ace for the 20-year-old talent. Łódź within 1. A big helping hand off the top of the net, but she measured it well. There goes Piasecka again. 2 match points have gone, 1 more to come. Is this the final nail? Yes, it is. The 19-year-old sealing it. Alexia Kurutosu taking VakifBank to the quarterfinals with a perfect 6 sets won from 6 in this playoff tie. It was fairly short and very sweet, this second leg in Istanbul tonight. Really entertaining volleyball. Łódź playing a big part in pushing the defending champions back. Couldn't quite find that clinical edge to seal a set. And VakifBank, the 5-time and reigning European champions, will go back to the quarterfinals. A straight sets win in leg 1 in Poland last week. A straight sets win here on home court in the second leg tonight. 25-23, 28-26, 25-23. Łódź going the distance in all 3 sets and in 2 of the 3 sets in leg 1 last week. Paula Egona, the top scorer for VakifBank, gets the game honour after 16 points. Giovanni Guidetti able to unload some of his young players in the 3rd set after they knew the 2nd set was enough to give them a point in this tie and to seal their place in the quarterfinals. But his young players reacted and responded in the 3rd as well to not miss a beat. There's the shot to seal it from their brightest young star, Alexia Kurutosu.
Koç yok değil mi abi? Sadece oyuncu.
VakifBank celebrate. Smiles all round in a winter period that has seen tough times on the court, and then of course in Turkey, tough times across the country over the past few weeks. Thoughts and best wishes and help remain with the people of Turkey at this tricky time. These players have provided their fans with plenty of joy. And a nice distraction here tonight. Great to see them smile, great to see them celebrate.